Hi friends, today we have Niranjan Dhoot with us to share his learning experiences and his learning journey with Gate Applied course. Thank you Niranjan for taking the time.
Thank you, sir.
So can you give us a background about your education? Have you graduated? Are you about to graduate and things like that?
Yes, sir. So I am a final year student studying in Pune. I would be graduating in 2021 June,
Okay.
and I'm studying from computer science background itself. Yes.
So what was your learning experience from the Applied Gate course? How did you prepare from it and things like that?
Yes, sir. So I started my preparation a bit late. I started in September, but I had my concepts clear during my BTech itself. Like I had read standard books, not from the gate point of view, because at that time I had not even decided to give my gate, but I had my concepts pretty clear. So I suggested that let's start preparation a bit late, even though I have to rush more. So the videos are pretty well organized. Like there are modules and then topics and then the names of the topics in those videos. So I just started a video, maybe watch for a first few minutes, and then if I find that okay, I have done this in my BTech pretty nicely, then I would just skip the video or maybe fast forward it to the end.
Very good. So
Yes.
since you prepared well in your whole
Yes,
BTech,
yes.
Gate is easier.
Yes.
Even though you started late, you're able to pick
Yes,
up.
yes.
So what about solving the practice problems that we have
Yes.
after every few videos? Did you do all of that?
Actually, yes, I solved most of the practice tests. As I had less time, I was not able to solve each and every practice test. But what I used to do is I used to watch the entire subject, then go to the practice test. Although it is unconventional, it is suggested that you should complete the practice test after watching that. But I was in a hurry to complete the subject first, then go to the practice test.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
So when you are going through the subjects, you said you would fast forward or watch it at
Yes,
faster
yes.
speed if you know the topic.
Yes, sir, yes.
So when you were solving some of these practice tests after you complete the whole subject, how many marks were you scoring initially?
My first test, which I gave without any preparation, like without watching any video, I got around 60 marks.
Okay.
So that was a pretty motivating factor.
Very good number
Yes.
actually.
So then I started my I just check wherever I'm making mistakes. Like analyzing mistakes is a very much important part. And there are two types of mistakes. Like one is the silly mistakes and another is clarity, like conceptual mistake. So I focus more on the conceptual mistakes wherever I lagged, and I spent more time actually analyzing the paper. So whenever I lacked the concept, I used to go watch video, or if the video is pretty big, I just used to Google and just read some documentation on that.
Very good, very good. So as far as your planning and strategy, because
Yes.
you started late,
Yes.
but you had one advantage, which is you studied in your BTech
Yes,
properly.
yes.
So how did you strategize? Because you started sometime around August, September.
Oh yes, September.
Because you had only few months, right?
Yes,
You had
sir.
literally what? September, October, November, December,
Jan,
5.5, 6
5.
months.
Yes, sir.
How did you strategize to finish everything in these 5.5, 6 months?
Yes, sir. So what I strategized was, we have 10 subjects, we have 5 months. So not every subject is large, like compiler design, like these are small subjects.
subjects.
So we can squeeze in 3 subjects in 1 month. So in around 4.5 months, we can complete 10 subjects. I did not focus on aptitude much because it's aptitude. If we practice enough, we have practicing since school days. So I did not focus on the aptitude. So barring aptitude, we have 10 subjects. Then each month 2 subjects. So that was my strategy.
So 2 to 3 subjects?
Yes,
Squeeze
yes.
in a small subject
Yes,
in
yes,
between?
yes.
Okay. And what about practicing? Because you focused a lot on
Yes, yes.
solving the problems, learning from the mistakes,
Yes,
analyzing
yes.
them. How many questions did you solve in this 6 months of your
Uh,
preparation?
I solved I solved more number of questions in these 5 months. I can't say the exact number, but
Approximately.
approximately maybe 2,000 to 3,000 questions.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So were there times in your whole learning journey where you felt a little low because you're not scoring as high as you expect, or you got stuck in a concept and things like
No, sir, never. I never felt low at any point in my journey, because it's practice. It's not the final exam. Like we are supposed to do mistakes here. Like this is where we can afford to do mistakes. In the final exam, we cannot. So I had never felt low, because that would it would harm me only.
Yes,
The
yes.
feeling low.
So in terms of mentorship, when you got
Yes.
stuck, how did you leverage some of our mentorship that like mentors like Subbu and
Yes,
others
sir.
provide?
So the mentorship provided by the team is amazing. Like within a few hours we get responses. So most of the time my queries were asked during the times of like mock tests, like all India mock tests and the mock test. those times I used to ask maximum number of questions because that is the point. Like there were the specific questions we had to ask. And when I lack concept in like clarity in some concept, I used to just Google. I did not like waste my time and their time as well. Like if I can find something on Google, why wait 3 or 4 hours?
Very good, very good.
Yes. And Google is like, we have everything just one click.
Yeah, but
Yes.
searching might take more time
Yes,
and
yes.
things like that. But good. So, if you were to go back
Yes.
and change your preparation strategy,
Yes.
what aspects would you change now?
Yes. So one thing I would like to change is maybe start a bit earlier.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I am fortunate enough that with less amount of time I got a good rank. But if I start earlier, maybe I can like what we can say, divide the whole syllabus in longer duration. So I would have much less stress as compared to.
So, from your August,
Yes.
September, when you became serious about GATE
Yes.
exam, how many hours were you spending on regular basis?
When I started preparation, I did not put many hours, maybe 3 to 4 hours per day, but serious preparation on an average. Like there were some days where I used to do 6 to 7 hours, and some days nothing. But from I guess November, when I started like serious preparation, very serious, then I used to put like 7 to 8 hours per day.
Almost like a full time.
Yes, full time.
How do you balance your college work with
Yes.
this?
So fortunately, our 7th semester exams did not take place. They are supposed to take place in April. So I did not have any workload in. I did not have anything from college. So it was pretty smooth. And
the COVID lockdown also.
yes,
helped you.
yes, definitely.
Good. So, any suggestions you have for students very similar to you,
Yes,
who have very strong, good foundations, who have
Yes.
studied well during their whole BTech,
yes.
on how to best prepare for GATE in their final year?
My suggestion would be believe in yourself. Like if you have studied the concepts clearly, you do not have to watch entire video content.
If you already know it, why
exactly.
rewatch it?
Yes. So my suggestion would be, uh, if you have less time, so utilize it to the fullest. Like if you know that you know this concept, just skip it. And while solving the problems, you'll anyway know that okay, I lack clarity in this
You can
concept.
always come back and rewatch
Exactly.
it.
Yes.
Because especially because you had smaller
Yes.
duration of time, only 5.5 6 months to
Yes.
prepare. Got it.
So, and one more thing, students might feel like those who are starting preparation in September, they might feel that okay, there are many students in the country who are preparing for 1 year or
There are
2
people
years.
who finish
Yes.
their preparation by August.
Exactly. Like they're attempting test series in September, and now we are starting in September the preparation. So that my suggestion would be like, do not feel demotivated or intimidated that okay, there are many students in the country who are doing well. They have already completed their syllabus. Just believe in yourself. Everything would fall in place.
And I think you also consistently put in the effort
Yes, sir.
without skipping even a single day for 6
Yes,
months.
yes.
That's very, very important.
Yes.
So, any suggestions you have for the GATE Applied course team on how we can better improve our whole course?
Yes, sir. So the test series is amazing. Like the questions I saw in the test series, I had never seen them. Like even in the previous year questions, they were completely different and tricky, and the questions made us think in some other way. My suggestion would be if we give even in the course videos emphasis on for those who want it, like it's optional. Like you can watch this maybe this standard textbook, or maybe go through this lecture. Like
Got it.
yes.
So that's a suggestion that some of our students gave us.
Yes.
So what we're planning to do this year is, after every chunk of videos, just
Okay.
like the way you have a practice test, we'll also refer to sections and page numbers
Yes,
in
yes.
textbooks. If you have time, go through.
Yes, yes.
That's very
Yes.
helpful.
Like
I
the
completely
course
agree.
is self-sufficient. We don't need anything if we
But if you have time, why not?
yes,
study?
like
I mean, it's always better.
yes. If we have more depth in that concept, it would help us in the longer run.
Very true. Very true. We'll surely add it for this year
Yes,
itself.
yes.
And any questions you have for us?
My yes, sir, there is one question. Like you have given your gate in 2006-7, both years you gave, and what do you feel the difference? Like maybe in the subjective test and the gate we give today.
No, GATE in 2006-7 was not
No,
subjective.
yes. Like in the 1998,
Yes.
there when it was subjective, do you feel that should we add some subjective questions
And
as
the
well?
problem here is when you're conducting a test for lakhs of students, like, let's not only count computer science. If you count electronics, electrical, civil engineering, there are more than 10 lakh students who write the exam.
Yes, yes.
It's very, very hard to correct subjective papers.
Yes, yes, true.
So then it will become like IIT JEE, where there are 2-stage tests,
Right.
which will put more pressure on students.
Right, right.
So I think while there are some problems with objective type MCQ fill in the blanks, I think for the scale that we have in India, I think this is the best proxy.
Right.
So what some universities do is they have a gate cutoff and they conduct their own exam on campus.
Okay.
So some universities can choose to do that. That's perfect. At least not for all their programs, but for some programs.
Some programs, yes.
So it is their choice and that should be all right.
Yes.
But I think conducting a subjective test for 10 lakh students for all the gate is a nightmare.
No, just few questions, like maybe 1 or 2 questions,
then
or
somebody
even
has to
coding
correct them,
question,
right?
or even coding question where
Yes.
we can.
So if there is a competitive coding
Yes.
section for CSE, I would be the first guy who will
Yes.
who will support that because competitive coding can be automated.
Yes.
That whole testing can be automated, and it will push all the gate preparation students to be good programmers. Also.
Exactly.
It's something that I strongly recommend. I've talked to some professors at IISc and IITs.
Yes.
And in our discussions, this is a very important point that came up.
Yes.
And I think that's a good thing. It's just that the facilities for it should be available in all testing centers. But I think that's doable.
Yes, sir, that's doable.
Competitive programming can be done on a basic web browser nowadays.
Yes.
So I would seriously suggest that. I mean, it's a step in the right direction.
Yes.
Some students might hate me for saying this, but I think overall in the long-term career, having competitive programming like questions in GATE,
Yes.
at least 2-3 of them, and reduce the duration of the MCQs, fill in the blanks, I think is a better strategy.
Yes.
Cool. So any other questions you have?
No, sir, I'm good.
Thank you very much.
Small
Yes.
question actually.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Niranjan. Like there are many people who are going to appear for this coming 22 and 23 years.
Yes.
So, like, what kind of strategies you might suggest to avoid the silly mistakes? Because today we had so many calls from the students that, sir, I did lots of silly mistakes in the final exam after,
Yes.
deleting so many test series. But from your point of view,
What strategies help
Yes.
you to reduce the silly mistakes?
Yes. Like there are two phases. One is strategies while preparing, and another are the strategies in the examination while giving the examination. While preparing, I would say focus more on the concepts. Like previous year questions, they are important, but if you know the concepts, you can potentially solve each and every previous year question. Like they are based on the syllabus itself. My suggestion would be don't go behind previous year questions like okay, I did this, I did previous year questions 3 times or 2 times. There's no point in doing the same questions. So I would say focus more on the concepts, which would reduce the mistakes. Maybe not silly mistake, but conceptual mistake they definitely reduce. Coming to silly mistakes in the examination, if you feel that okay, there might be some intuition that okay, I'm not doing good, I'm just rushing through the calculation or something like that, take deep breath, like for 30 seconds, just close your eyes like I did in my examination. I just closed my actually before the examination, I just meditated for a few minutes and I just say okay, this is just like just another examination. And this would definitely help the students. Like if our mind is calm, then we can avoid silly mistakes at any cost.
Very good. Very nice
Yes.
suggestion. That's all. Thank you very much for
Thank
taking
you,
the
sir.
time to share your journey with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.